You're dying and don't even know it. Forgetting faces, losing memories, erasing your own existence. Alzheimer's destroys lives without warning. But there's a way to fight this. And it starts with what you eat today. In this video, you'll discover two crucial things. First, the 6 scientifically proven fruits that protect your brain from dementia. Second, the 7 silent signs that your brain is crying for help right now. But there's something more, something most people ignore until it's too late. And at the end, I'll reveal a revolutionary discovery published in Nature in August 2025. Researchers from Harvard University managed to reverse Alzheimer's symptoms in the laboratory. This gives genuine hope to all of us. The lies that destroy your brain, fake videos spread panic, artificial intelligence invents dangerous stories. They say certain fruits cause Alzheimer's. This is an absolute lie. I know there are videos out there, many of them made by artificial intelligence, spreading a dangerous lie that certain fruits increase Alzheimer's risk. Is it true? Of course not. This is completely false. Real science published in prestigious journals proves otherwise. Studies in JAMA show that fruits are one of the best prevention strategies, and the numbers speak for themselves. The truth lies in serious research. Studies published in The Lancet from 2024 reveal impressive data. 45% of dementia cases can be prevented. How? Simple lifestyle changes. And diet leads this transformation. People who consumed 6 daily servings of foods rich in flavonoids had extraordinary results. The risk of developing dementia dropped 28%. 28% is a difference that saves lives, that preserves memories, that protects those you love. But why does this work? The answer will shock you. The invisible fire inside your head. At this exact moment, small fires are burning inside your brain. Silent inflammation, constant oxidative damage. Healthy neurons transform into rusted machines. Every day, inside your brain, small fires occur. Inflammation and oxidative damage that transform healthy neurons into inflamed cells slowly. You feel nothing, don't notice the attack, until one day you forget an important name. Then you forget a face, then you forget yourself. And this is where the powerful fruit compounds come in. Flavonoids and anthocyanins, each with a specific function. Flavonoids act like microscopic firefighters. They extinguish fires with powerful anti-inflammatory action. Anthocyanins clean brain pollution. Antioxidant action that restores damaged neurons. Together, these molecules ensure your brain continues functioning perfectly. And 6 specific fruits concentrate these compounds at extraordinary levels. The fruits richest in these powerful molecules. Let's get to them right now. Number 1 will surprise even experienced doctors. Wait for it, because it's the most important and neglected. Fruit number 6, avocado. A fruit few associate with the brain, but they should. Why? Avocado has the right fats. It must be clear. When your brain is inflamed, the first thing that suffers is your ability to concentrate and focus. You pick up a book, can't read more than 3 pages. Go to do your work, get lost in the middle. This isn't normal aging. This is inflammation attacking your executive functions. And this is exactly where avocado comes in. Because avocado fat is exactly what your brain needs. They're monounsaturated fats. The same as the best extra virgin olive oil you can find in the market. That premium $200 olive oil. And your brain is 60% fat. Without the right fats, your brain becomes an engine that won't pull, tries to accelerate and doesn't pass anyone. And avocado has another superpower, magnesium. 1 whole avocado has more magnesium than most people consume in an entire week. And you know what magnesium does? It makes perfect communication between brain cells and has hyper-effective anti-inflammatory action. Without magnesium? Depression, forgetfulness, constant mental fog. With magnesium? Sharp focus, crystal clarity, memory functioning perfectly. That's why you cannot ignore avocado. And the next fruit is in your kitchen now. You walk past it every day without realizing the power it has. Fruit number 5, apples and pears. There's a type of forgetfulness that's deeply irritating. You know the one on the tip of your tongue? You're in the middle of a sentence and the word vanishes. You stop. Search in memory. A, B, C. Nothing. Then you think, wait, is this normal? No, or rather it shouldn't be. This is a sign that synapses are starting to flicker, those connections between neurons, like that light that wants to go out completely. But wait, is it really my brain? Exactly. Communication isn't as fast as it should be. And here's where apples and pears come in, two fruits most people eat, but without having any idea of the superpower they have against cognitive decline. For 40 years, researchers followed 2,801 people, not quick tests, real data from complete decades. And which fruits stood out? Apples and pears. Why? The secret is in the peel, loaded with quercetin, a flavonoid that acts like an antioxidant shield, protecting synapses from oxidative stress and inflammation. Most people peel and throw away the best they have, but eat with the peel and you lubricate those brain gears. Words flow naturally. Conversations roll without that terrible frustration. And the brain stays sharp. But get ready. The next one destroys a symptom that scares anyone. Fruit number 4. Grapes and raisins. Now comes one of the most frightening signs, and few can identify it. The sudden difficulty in executing tasks that were previously automatic, without thinking, forgetting how to operate the microwave, that machine you've used since 1988, getting confused with a recipe you've always made, the chocolate cake your mother taught you, having difficulty managing monthly bills, when before you did everything mentally. This indicates impairment of procedural memory, the brain instruction manual that controls automatic routines. When the brain becomes inflamed and blood flow weakens, it's like that computer full of viruses, slow, crashes all the time, and gets worse each passing week. And that's when grapes and raisins come in, one of the most underestimated weapons against brain aging that few truly know about. The Framingham Heart Study, the largest longevity study in the world, which now has over 80 years of data, discovered something shocking. Adults who consumed more dark grapes in middle age, between 45 and 59 years, had 44% less risk of cognitive decline. Decades later, the star? Resveratrol, a powerful flavonoid hidden in the skin of purple and red grapes. It's not just an antioxidant. It's a molecular engineer that literally rebuilds your blood vessels, improving flow by up to 30%. But here's the thing. Eat the fruit. Don't take supplements. Supplements can have harmful effects, can backfire. You eat the fruit naturally. And the result? You go back to cooking recipes from memory. Done. Without looking at your phone, your hands know what to do. Managing bills. Your eyes scan the numbers. The brain processes everything in seconds, like it was before 40 years old. Automatic tasks. Antivirus working perfectly. And the next one fights a symptom that makes you wake up in the middle of the night with fear. Fruit number 3. Orange, tangerine, and grapefruit. Now comes the sign that makes you wake up in the middle of the night with genuine fear. You're driving to a place you've known for 20 years, your work, the bakery. Suddenly you can't remember the way. You start to get confused. It's not what day of the week. It's real confusion about when and where you are. This isn't normal. It's not tiredness. It's not, oh, I was distracted. It's spatial and temporal disorientation, one of the worst signs of cognitive degeneration. Here's where citrus fruits come in. And it's no coincidence they're third on our list. Orange, tangerine, grapefruit aren't heroes just because of vitamin C. They're heroes because of hesperidin, a specific flavonoid that lives in the pulp and peel, that nobody appreciates, that you normally throw away, and literally recalibrates your neural navigation. That system that allows you to know where you are in space and time. What do you mean? Recent studies show that hesperidin increases cerebral blood flow in regions responsible for orientation, hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, exactly the areas that degenerate in dementia. Citrus consumption showed an even stronger protective effect. In people over 60 years old, Direct protection against disorientation. Now comes the fruit that rebuilds what you've already lost. Literally. Fruit number 2. Blueberries. Now comes the sign you fear most. The one you never want to admit is happening. You're in a conversation with friends. 5 minutes later, a friend says, "Remember when you talked about that?" And you don't remember. It's not that you pretended not to hear. It's that the conversation disappeared, evaporated, as if it never existed. Keys disappear. You enter a room and forget why you went there. Important appointments. You didn't forget. You never registered them. It's so visible that people start to notice. Family starts to observe. This is devastating because it compromises the only thing that makes you you. Your history, your memories, your relationships. When your memory disappears, you disappear. Here's where blueberries come in. And it's no coincidence this small fruit is in second position of our ranking. Because blueberries aren't just good for memory. Blueberries rebuild your memory. Literally. They don't just reduce inflammation. They reactivate dormant synapses. Those neural connections that stored your memories and were shutting down one by one. Result? Your brain literally recalls everything again. Studies show the power of blueberries. A prospective study with more than 120,000 people, published in Neurology in 2020, discovered that adults who consumed more anthocyanins had 32% less risk of cognitive decline over 20 years. Every day, 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries. Mix in Greek yogurt. Put in smoothies. In oatmeal with honey. If you're in the United States and think fresh blueberries are expensive, yes, I also think they're expensive. Frozen ones have the same potency. No loss of anthocyanins in freezing. Or choose natural substitutes with almost the same anthocyanins. Blackberries, jabuticaba, acai without added sugar. They all work. They all reactivate. In 30 days, you'll start to notice. Conversations become clearer. Don't disappear anymore. 60 days, that mental blank decreases. 90 days, your memory is recalibrated. You recognize conversations. You remember automatically, like it was before 40. This is neuroplasticity. And now comes the fruit that changed everything. Number 1 is the one nobody expects to be so powerful. Fruit. Number 1. Strawberries. Absolute champion. We've reached the worst sign. The sign nobody sees coming. The sign that kills before you realize you're dying. Irritability. You wake up and everything irritates you. Traffic. Fuse way too short. A colleague says something wrong. You explode. Your children make noise. Fury. No apparent reason. And you think, I'm too stressed. Need a vacation. Need to meditate. Wrong. Worse than irritability that comes after. Depression. Can be silent. You lose interest in things you loved. That hobby that defined you. Interest disappeared. Friends call to go out. You prefer staying home alone. Sex. You don't want it anymore. Your energy zeroed out. Your enthusiasm evaporated. And the worst part? Nobody associates this with your brain. Everyone blames work. The boss, the girlfriend or husband, traffic, you're getting old. It's normal. The truth nobody wants to admit? Your brain is inflamed. And when your brain becomes inflamed, it can't regulate your emotions. Your ability to break when you're irritated. It's turned off. Your ability to feel joy is reduced. Your executive system, the one that makes decisions, solves problems, controls impulses, is stuck. Meanwhile, your family suffers. Your relationships fall apart. Your career collapses. This is so silent, so invisible, that almost nobody discovers the reason until it's too late. Here's where strawberries come in. And it's no coincidence they're our gold medal, because strawberries aren't good for emotion. Strawberries restore your ability to be human. The study. University of Cincinnati took some people with the profile I just described, 50 to 65 years old, overweight, insulin resistance, equals inflammation, starting to forget things mildly, starting to get depressed. People who didn't know they were falling into the hole. What did they do? Half received placebo. In other words, Nothing. Half received strawberries, equivalent to 1 cup per day of fresh strawberries. For 12 weeks. The results? The placebo group continued deteriorating. More forgetfulness, more depression, more irritation. The strawberry group? Complete transformation. Memory started returning. Mood improved dramatically. People who arrived depressed, apathetic, withdrawn. Left with recalibrated emotional systems. It wasn't mild improvement. It was complete reversal. From depression to joy. From irritation to calm. From apathy to will to live. In 12 weeks. How? Here comes the science few neuroscientists speak about openly. Strawberries have a compound no other fruit has in such quantity. Ellagic acid. It restores communication between the prefrontal cortex and your amygdala, that structure that screams danger. Result? You control your emotions again. You don't explode when something annoying happens. You can be light, happy. Insulin resistance that comes with overweight in middle age causes inflammation. That travels to the brain. When it gets there, it extinguishes joy, literally reduces serotonin, dopamine, all happiness neurotransmitters. Strawberries attack this inflammation with precision, in the right region, recalibrating your neurotransmitters. It's not another diet, it's making your food your medicine. Why doesn't anyone talk about this? Because eating fruits doesn't make profit. Let's sell resveratrol, now that makes money. Now the choice is yours. You know the science, you know your brain is asking for help. Start now. Essential precautions with fruits. But we need to talk about risks. Not every fruit is safe for you. For example, the grapefruit I mentioned interferes with more than 85 medications, among them blood pressure medications, cholesterol, anticoagulants. If you take any of these continuous use medications, avoid it, so prefer orange. Tangerine. Raisins have 107 grams of sugar per cup. Fresh grapes, for comparison, have 15 grams. If you're diabetic, eat only fresh grapes. And carambola contains neurotoxin that can even kill. If your kidneys are compromised, if you have kidney disease, do dialysis, or creatinine is altered, never eat it. I've already seen someone die from drinking carambola juice. But I don't like any of the fruits you mentioned. That's fine. Banana is rich in potassium, magnesium for the brain. Papaya is rich in antioxidants, has fiber and is much cheaper. Guava has more vitamin C than orange, much cheaper too. Mango is rich in vitamin A and flavonoids, improves the face. And of course, if you want to save money, buy seasonal fruits. Freeze strawberries and blackberries when they're on sale. A package costs less than a bunch of imported grapes and has fantastic nutritional value. Quality brain protection doesn't need to be expensive. Use what the land offers abundantly. For example, acai that I mentioned. And look, you can also include green tea, 70% dark chocolate, red onion, broccoli, hibiscus tea. All of this has flavonoids. The secret isn't perfection, it's consistency. Start with 3 fruit servings per day and gradually increase. Your body will naturally adjust. And now, a discovery that could change everything about how we understand Alzheimer's. The lithium revolution. Now let me tell you something that could change everything about how we understand Alzheimer's. A brand new study published now in August 2025 in Nature magazine by the Harvard folks brought incredible light and potentially revolutionary. The research suggests that lithium deficiency in the brain may be one of the causes of Alzheimer's. But here comes the most important part. In tests with mice, it wasn't in humans, it was in mice. Scientists used a special compound, lithium orotate, which manages to bypass the amyloid plaque of Alzheimer's. The results were spectacular. They reversed the disease pathology, prevented neural damage, and restored the animal's memory. Of course, we need to be cautious. These are tests in animals, and we need to wait for tests in humans. It's not a magic solution yet. But it's a new avenue in revolutionary treatment that fills us with genuine hope. Combining this with what we know about flavonoids, that reduce inflammation and protect neurons. We're in a historic moment where we have multiple scientific strategies to combat Alzheimer's. Science is evolving fast, and you can be using today the tools that doctors of the future will prescribe. But there's something you need to understand now, something serious. Alzheimer's starts today. And I need to tell you something serious about Alzheimer's that appears at 70 years old. It started silently at 30, the heart attack that happened at 50, started being built at 20, the stroke that paralyzes at 60, had its seeds planted at 40. I say this because I'm a cardiologist who sits in front of you when the exam results come back. The blood pressure that was just a little high back at 35 years, but was ignored, damaged the arteries. The sugar that was borderline at 40 destroyed the nerves in the feet. When you arrive at my office, 70 years old with Alzheimer's, I can prescribe medications that help slow progression. But those 30 years of silent brain inflammation, those decades without flavonoids, without movement, without quality sleep, there's no going back. What you'll be in the future is determined by what you do today. The choice is yours, but time doesn't wait. So I ask you, what are you going to do now? Because I'll tell you something, that the fruit you're going to eat shortly, it's the most powerful medicine that exists. It's you taking control, and you saying, I care, my brain matters, my future matters. Because if you don't care, nobody will care. Protect your mind, protect your memories, protect who you are. Because in the end, you're not just a body. You are your memories. You are your stories. You are every moment you've lived. And when Alzheimer's steals that, it doesn't just steal your memory, it steals you. Start today. 1 cup of blueberries, half an avocado, 2 apples, a handful of strawberries. Small choices, big transformations. Let's fight misinformation together. Spread awareness, save lives, because every person you share this knowledge with is a life that can be saved, is a memory that can be preserved. Share this video with someone you love, especially share with someone in middle age, that person you love and want to protect. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss content that can transform your health. Turn on notifications and tell me, do you know someone with dementia? A family member? A friend? Right below. Let's spread this knowledge. Let's protect those we love. Let's transform lives.